Right.
which never happened.
Right.
But
So what if it did?
but people pick that up, and whether it's true or not, regardless, we're just going to start judging you on it, right? But
Like
you
Kip,
say, what if he did? What if he didn't, though? Right?
Like I just photoshopped or saw pictures of you as like in Iran a few minutes ago. Like people, but you're okay.
I know.
You're okay. I think. Maybe we need to talk. But like this is just kind of part of the market.
It's like when you play. Like, just worry about the things that you can control,
Right.
and don't worry about the rest. Don't.
That's that. And some guy, to your point, some guys can do it, some guys can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's on a much smaller scale, but I don't know if you guys read my mentions in the last year and a half. Like, people are very mean online.
Sammy,
That's a thing.
You just want to come over and squeeze your cheeks. Like, who could be mad at you? Who could be mad at you?
Well, I'll show you my DMs one day. It's just, it's tough to be in the public eye, but you're paid $13 million. That's what the money is for.
Yeah, but I guess to the point of Pat Maroon or whoever else it may be, you can also make $13 million and not have that somewhere else. So is it a deterrent for people playing here? I think it's a combination of taxes, and it snows here and people can be aggressive. I think, I think that when it's bad here, it's very likely to drive people away, but because it can be so good when people see it starting to grow. Look, I mean, Patrick Marleau was dying to come be a part of this. Joe Thornton was dying to come be a part of this. When it's going that direction, people see what it can be like in the positive.
The other factor too, and I'll compare it to the parent that is sinking a lot of money in their kid, right? To go and practice 3 days a week, to get a skills coach, to being forced to buy a leather jacket and a hat, and then there's a price point that really puts a lot of pressure on you and the kid. And let's face it, there's a pressure point too for elite fans today, maybe more so than we've ever seen over the course of this franchise history.
You're talking financially.
Yes, I'm saying that also there is a feel out there that we don't mind paying top dollar, but
Sure.
not
premium product.
not for that product.
Right.
Not. And it's more stressful today than it's ever been. And I don't care whether you own a corporation, or you're the president and CEO, or you're just a guy who just buys his season tickets because that's where you want your money to go. But like, everybody's feeling that now. It's like, I'm okay, but I need a better product. And that also spills into that whole, where's the temperature of the city right now for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. It's much more reasonable to get into a Leafs game than it's been in a long time right now. So, I mean, that kind of tells you where people are at.
That's winning and losing. And it might be new to the Leafs too, because
Kipper, it's not always been like winning and losing, buddy.
No. But when you've lost in the past, there was less worry about that price point that I'm talking about. And now you could probably get into tonight's game in the building for $70.
No, I think it's more in the 90 range.
Okay.
But still,
all right.
Under 100 for a Leafs game's unheard of.
Florida Panthers, 2-time Stanley Cup champions. They're not in it right now.
$48.
I talked to a guy who got lower bowls for $50.
Yeah, but they've never cared. So
it's still,
I mean, comparing the Leafs to Florida is a completely different.
No. But now in 2026, now you can compare. This is what happens when the product isn't up to snuff.
Like
Sam.
Florida's ticket wasn't $50 2 years ago, last year. Yeah.
No. And now, for the first time, the Leafs are now in that scenario where, hey, you missed the playoffs. You're not successful. You're like the rest of the team. It's less in demand.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say, like, it is much more newsworthy that a ticket to a Leafs game is $90 than a ticket to a Florida Panthers game is $40.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they've been $40 for their whole, unless for the last 2 years they were a little more, but it's still way less than it would ever be here.
My point is just what losing does now in 2026.
And I think the way you are losing is different too, where It's a team that had high
That's
expectations.
a big part of it. It's not, it's versus expectations.
And a complicated relationship between the team and the fan base, where I do think that there's a lot of people that were dying for any reason to quit on this core. That, like, they were just chomping at the bit, where they've seen all these playoff failures, and at the first sign of trouble, I mean, it's, this market begged for my whole life.
But this isn't the first sign of trouble.
No, but I mean, they've been good. They've been in the playoffs. They've been a playoff team. They've been accumulating points.
Yeah.
But like my entire childhood, into my 20s, it's like, oh man, only if the Leafs could get a number one center. Leafs could get a number one center. And the first sign of them, not being any good for the future, they want to trade their number one center at age 28. Like, people just have a very complicated relationship with this core, and they just we're dying for a reason to quit on them.
It's like crazy to have so little goodwill. Their last 4 seasons, they've had 115 points.
It's no goodwill.
115 points, 111 points, 102 points, 102 points. That's their last.
Last year was 108.
108 last. Their last 4 seasons.
Those are great numbers.
I mean, incredible.
Those are great numbers.
And you'd think you fall off for one season and you prime to try to run it back next year. You'd have some goodwill from that, but the postseasons, the way they've gone, the expectations were so high.
But they've had a lot of bad losses at that building.
But
a lot of losses.
This is, but it doesn't feel like Florida's goodwill, right? Because they got a lot of their guys coming back, and there's
Florida next year.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and there's cups behind them.
There's cups behind them, but there seems to be a good base there still that you can ride out for another year, 2 or 3. I don't know how long they go.
And there's skepticism here.
And here it's okay. Where the real assets now in this organization compared to Florida's?
They called up Michael Pezzetta.
Sammy, you've been calling. You've been calling for this.
I don't know whether I should be honored or terrified that Brad Treliving listens to Leafs talk, but
Michael Pezzetta called up from the Toronto Marlies, and this will be shockingly. I learned today he hasn't played one game yet for the Leafs.
Not a game.
I thought they
Not
snuck him in somewhere.
No, this is it. This is his Leafs debut. He's thrilled to be part of it. What's strange is because of the veteran limit rule in the American League, he's played 37 American League games all season. I believe he's 28 years old.
we do the Leafs games every night. You thought he played for the Leafs?
I don't know. I thought at some point he didn't sneak in a game.
Years a blur. Who knows? But yeah, no, he has not snuck in a game. So he's 27
I can tell
years
you
old.
if he shoots left or right.
Which way does he shoot?
Left.
Oh, that's a
Correct.
a guess. Good guess.
No, it's not a good guess. I know he shoots left.
He, the craziest part of this to me is that he didn't get signed to a 2-way contract. It's a 2-year, one-way NHL deal for $812,000. So 1.6 whatever million they gave him.
I had him in game 1 opening night.